guys, I'm Little Luke with the Outdoor Gear Review.
And I'm Bigger Luke. Not necessarily Big Luke, but you know what I mean. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. Today we're going to be doing some father and son camping. And actually, Little Luke here, he's not going to be doing any camping with us, but he is going to hang out for a good part of the day. He actually has school tomorrow, so hey, that's still pretty fun. So he's got to get his sleep, can't stay up all night like I am. But in the future, we'll have an overnighter together and we'll have a blast. But you know, guys, we just made it to the campsite. It is a gorgeous day. It's about 75 degrees, and tonight it's going to be in the mid-40s, so that is going to be freaking awesome. I don't know about you. Are you thirsty?
Yeah.
I think it's time to actually get a little fire going. We need to purify some water, and we're going to do that by boiling it. So we might as well head to the creek, man.
Okay.
All right. Let's get going, guys. All right. We're about to head down to the creek and do some boiling. And Little Luke here, why don't you show him the pack that you got on there, pal?
I forgot to unhook it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Here we go.
Little Luke is using the Camelback Mule bag. And since it's a mule pack, we'll make him our mule for this episode.
No!
So I'm going to give you, Lucky Bear, the fire kit, and
Okay.
I'll carry the stove.
Which bag do you want me to open?
I'll use the top compartment.
Okay.
Don't matter. Let's see. We'll be using the Mora, the black.
Let's see.
Gotta undo the straps there. Those are compression straps.
What an awesome bag.
That is a pretty cool pack.
Here we go.
Alright. Stick that in there. And for our water, we'll be using the Pathfinder 32-ounce wide-mouth stainless steel bottle to boil our water in. Alright, buddy, you can seal that up.
Okie dokie.
Check out awesome Lukey Bear. Man, he is ready to rock and roll. Turn around, man. Show him that pack. That pack rocks.
Yes.
It does.
Awesome.
Dang right. You ready? Let's go. Yeah. As you guys can see here, Lukey Bear, he is the mule. He's got everything in that pack. All right. We are coming out to the creek. We need to get some water. Guys, let me tell you, it sure is nice being able to come out, be with your son, and have a good time. Not only am I enjoying his company, but you know what? He's a pretty awesome dude, let me tell you. What we're gonna do here is just fill up our canteen with some water. We'll go grab it straight out of the creek here. And then we're gonna kind of go back to the camping spot and we'll get our fire going. It's just a little bit too loud to try to film this and, you know, with the background noise and all that good stuff. But that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take the lid off of this bottle and I'm gonna make sure not to get this wet. I don't want this lid contaminated with, you know, water that's possibly infected with who knows what, because I'm not gonna be able to clean this. So I'm gonna keep this lid off until I can get this water ready to drink. Okay. We've got our water ready to go boil. So Lukey Bear, let's head back to the campsite, bro.
Okie dokie.
Alright guys, we've got our 32 ounces of water ready to boil. Because, you know what, I'm pretty thirsty. How about you?
Pretty dang thirsty.
Yeah. You know, like I was saying down there, you don't want to expose the lid to your bottle, you know, to possibly infected water, because you're not going to be able to purify that. So it's best to keep this clean, keep it away, put it in your pocket, put it in your pack, whatever, and purify your water, boil it, whatever means that you're going to do. Then, of course, you're set to go. So what we need to do now is go ahead and get our stove out, which Lukey Bone has here in his pack. And of course, we're gonna leave this up to you, Lukey Bear, where we're gonna set it up at.
Ooh.
Alright. And that's it right there.
Oh, okay. Do I just grab it?
Yeah, just yank it.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Why don't you go ahead and put your pack down, and
Guess I could put it.
we'll leave it up to him as to where we set up our stove at. Lukey Bear, what do you want to do? Where do you want to put it?
I think right around here because it looks like a nice level spot.
Hey, that's a good idea. Alright, my friend. Let's do this.
Okie dokie.
If you guys happen to have watched the loadout for this video, I showed you basically the cooking kit that we have here and the stove that we have within this Primus Trekker kettle. And for this, we're using a wood stove. I'm pretty excited to test this out. This is the Solo stove. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that is one cool looking stove right here. Has a secondary combustion on it, burns really efficiently. So you can get your fire going, set your pot on this, and just feed it through here. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you get to start this fire, buddy.
Ooh.
Alright. I like the spot that you picked out.
Yeah.
Nice and flat. That's a pretty flat surface.
Yeah.
We don't want anything moving around. We want it to be stable.
Mhm.
So, the first thing that we need to do is actually get some wood for this. And for this little stove, we need a bunch of twigs, small sticks, Lukey Bear. We need some dry grass, maybe some dry leaves, basically just to get it going. So, I guess we're going to be doing some searching for a minute. And once we have everything ready, we'll get this going here. We have a pretty good supply here of some dry wood, aka fuel for our little stove. And so basically what we're going to do is get like the really small drier pieces, and that's what we're going to start with. And basically we're going to light it, and it's going to burn its way from the top down, and we're just going to continue to feed this thing, and so we can actually get our water cooking. So that's the plan. We might as well get to it. Looks like, Lukey Bear, you have a bunch of small stuff, don't you?
Yeah, pretty small stuff.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and break that up into some small pieces. Okay, as you can see here, guys, take a look at this. We have dry sticks, dry leaves, and basically we're ready to light that up at the top, and it will burn its way down. So, Lukey Bear, why don't you go ahead and grab our fire kit out of your pack.
Okie dokie.
This fire is all up to Lukey Bear. He's got this going, don't he?
Yep.
Have you ever started a fire before, Lukey?
Nope.
First one?
Would it be this yellow bag?
Uh-huh. That's my fire kit.
Cool.
And inside a fire kit, I always have multiple ways of starting a fire. So why don't you open that up, and inside there you will find a small little plastic Ziploc bag, and get the lighter out of there. But yeah, definitely want to make sure to hold that lighter up and down. That
Wait,
way,
what do you mean up and down?
Just like that.
this?
hold it vertically. So
Don't try to go like that.
yeah, if you do it like this, you're going to burn your fingers unless you got to get used to using a lighter, you know, before you turn it sideways, or you'll burn your little paws. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, pal. Go ahead and light away. All right. Hold that thing there just for a minute. Hold it there. Keep it there.
There we go.
Now don't touch that metal part.
Can I stop? It's getting
Okay.
hot. Please. This is so cool.
Okay. All right, guys. Good job, Lukey Bear. You got this thing going, dude.
Thanks.
You did that, man.
Woohoo!
That's awesome. Now, you
Yes.
see how the wind is blowing it this way?
Yep.
You don't want to feed it this way. You'll burn your
Yeah.
hand. So you just go the opposite direction.
Oh, I missed.
It's all good. And right now, we just got to feed this thing.
I know how to feed it very well.
You're gonna shove that in there, huh? Sorry, pal.
Yeah, it is an awkward. angle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Now, there's a lot of coals in there that are really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of looks like it's gonna go out, but then it comes back
Yeah.
striking.
All right, dude.
There we go.
Okay. And now we'll get this thing a little situated. We want to make sure that this thing is flat.
Yeah. Don't wanna have it on a.
All right. Why don't you get your water there, dude?
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and feed this thing some more.
This water.
Uh-huh. Okay. The ticket is you got to keep this thing fed. Yeah. Just like you. I have to keep you fed.
You have to keep yourself fed.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Okay. We'll see how that does. Is that going in your face by any chance?
Just a little, but no, it's not like good enough to move or something.
All right. Check that out, guys. Pretty awesome.
Yes.
Okay. This is a bottle holder. That way we can actually pick this up whenever the water starts boiling with that way.
And so we won't burn our
Yep.
fingers.
That's it, man. And we'll just feed it through here. You gotta be really careful because if you push this thing, we'll knock the water off.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, there's very little smoke to this. It's that secondary combustion that's burning that up. Super, super hot. What do you think about this thing, man?
This is awesome.
I kind of like it. You know, something I'm thinking about while we're standing here and actually using this is that for stealth camping, this would be a pretty awesome stove because there's so little smoke. You know, it wouldn't, send off a big sign that, hey, you're in the woods, So I am pretty darn impressed, really.
Yeah, it's a great stove.
Uh-huh. It's actually kind of fun, kind of fun to feed this thing. It's like you really don't want to stop.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like kind of want to feed the monster sort of thing. Okay.
Do you think that's enough?
Oh yeah, take a look here, Lukey. We got bubbles in our water already.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you see that? Can you see the bottom of it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Not bad, guys.
Yeah.
Take a look there, guys. Our water is boiling, and that took roughly about 10 minutes or so. That is awesome. We're gonna let that boil for just a little bit longer, about a minute or so, and she'll be ready to drink.
Well, the water is pretty much done boiling, so we're down here at the creek. And so we have the water bottle, and it's basically just chilling in the creek, so it'll be cold enough, and now it's purified, and now we'll be able to drink it.
Awesome. We have our 32 ounces of water just chilling here in the creek. That way, it'll cool off, we can drink it. You might be able to see some steam coming off of it right now. And we'll just leave that there for a couple of minutes, and it'll be ready to drink. All right, guys, we might as well go ahead and get our tent set up. It's already starting to get a little bit dark here in the woods.
Yeah.
We definitely have some time before it gets pitch black.
Yeah.
But you know what? Nighttime is coming.
Wonder what time it is.
Oh,
Probably 4 or 5. Probably more than, probably about 5 o'clock.
probably. Kind of seems that way, don't it?
Yeah. I guess this is what it pretty much looks like at 5 o'clock.
Very true. And guys, we have the Nemo Meta one-person tent. And we have just one pole. You can use a trekking pole if you want to, but I don't use trekking poles all that often, so I actually have a pole for it. I have the footprint. And here's the tent, and it actually weighs less than 2 pounds. That's pretty lightweight, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 pounds, man. Check that out.
Wow.
Yeah. Lukey Bear was actually wearing my pack earlier today. He was running around the house with it on, because it's only 17 pounds.
Yeah, usually packs can be really heavy, but there's a lot of stuff in that black bag. And 17 pounds isn't a lot for not
Not for
bad.
backpacking.
No, because sometimes it could be 30,
Yeah,
heck, even more than that. That's good.
true. I think I'm just going to set it right through here, Lukey.
Okay.
What do you think, buddy? We
Sounds
hold this?
pretty good, sure.
All right.
Yeah, it's not the flattest place in the world, but it could be worse and it could be better.
I've definitely had worse.
Yeah.
Can you hold that too?
Sure.
All right, man.
Man, I really am your mule.
He is my mule.
I really am his mule.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
You, Carrie. I don't know how this goes. See you in a minute,
Okay.
All right, guys, we got our sweet little tent set up, and overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. Before I show it off to you, I'm gonna go ahead and get all my stuff in it, and then we'll bring you in for a tour. All right, there, pal. What do you think about this tent?
You know, it looks different than I expected.
Yeah?
Actually, because, you know, from an angle, it kind of looks, well, the tent looks kind of different than most tents, but I think overall, it's a nice one-person tent.
Right. You know, this is definitely a 3-season tent. I mean, it's just one pole, so you're talking about very minimum strength to it. Definitely good ventilation. I like it. Pretty easy to set up. We'll go ahead and take a look on the inside here. Here's our GR40 Lafuma sleeping bag, down to 40 degrees. We'll see if that's true tonight. But looks pretty comfy in here. Definitely good enough space. Not bad. Thermarest pad. Looking pretty good, guys. Ready for the night. Take a look here at the stove. Everything burned out in it. 100% cool now. Just shake it all out. Just nothing but ash, really. Very simple cleanup. And of course, when I get that home, I'll actually wipe it out as good as I can. That'll be good enough. I'm impressed. All right, Lukey Bear, what do you think about going to get some water?
I think that's a great idea because I am thirsty ever since we got up here. I've been thirsty.
Yep, and it's been a while, huh?
Yes, it has.
All right, man. Let's go get some.
Yep, I'm going to finally wear my hat.
All right. Now that you really need it, right?
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, since we have our camp set up, we're pretty much ready to start cooking. But before I do that, we're going to say goodbye to Lukey Bear.
Bye.
Man, you're the man, dude.
Thanks for
I love you,
taking
buddy.
me. Love you too.
Next time we'll have him up here and we'll do an overnight camp out.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, dude. Say goodbye to these people.
Well, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for having me on here.
All right, guys. Basically, I'm just cleaning up camp now. Lukey Bear, he went home. Guys, that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. He is such a good guy, and I'm not just saying that because he's my son. But he really does have a big heart, and he loves the outdoors, as you guys can see. But right now, we're just kind of cleaning up. Tell you what, I'm really impressed with this stove. The Solo stove did really good. I'll clean it up tomorrow when I get home. No rush. But basically what I'm going to do now is just clean up, start gathering some firewood. The sun's already going down, so we might as well get the fire going, get some food going on here. And tonight, guys, we are in for a good meal. I'll tell you about it here in just a minute. All right, guys, for the sake of this fire, we're just going to go nice and easy. It's already starting to get pretty late, and I don't feel like really running around and looking for dry bark and leaves and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to use my lighter for this one. Just make it the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned new way, I guess. Right now I'm just going to process some of these sticks, get it ready to put on there. We'll get the fire going. I'm going to find some dry leaves and we'll just light it that way. Got a nice handful of dry leaves here. I tell you what, guys, I sure did have fun with my son up here. Such a blast. And he is so eager to learn, as you guys can see. It always surprises me how much he knows. He's incredibly smart. He's what I call an old soul. It's really funny. He knows more about like old music than I do. He knows bands and songs, and I have no idea how he learns of this stuff, but it's really, really awesome. Okay. Got that going just a little bit. Have some of our water that we boiled earlier. One thing I could do, whenever I get home, I can use an SOS pad, a Brillo pad, something like that, and I could scrub some of this carbon off of there. And I used a little bit of sand and dirt to scrub that off, and it actually looks pretty good. Take a look at that. I mean, that whole thing was black. I just used sand and dirt just to get as much of that off as I could out of the creek. Looks pretty good, not too bad. Tell you what, I really like that solo stove. That worked really, really well. You know, it's like my son said, it's so important. Such a smart guy. It's really important to test your gear out before you get out into the field. Very smart. We have a pretty good base of coals here. I have some drier wood that I chopped up, I don't know, last week or so. And it's still kind of green, so I'm going to go ahead and just get it close to the fire, get it drying out, and we'll use that for later tonight. Alright guys, we have a nice little fire going right now, and we are in pretty good shape for the night, let me tell you. It feels good to take a load off. It was a lot of fun using that solo stove. I just wanted to feed that thing non-stop. Someone mentioned the Kelly kettle, and that is an interesting stove if you guys haven't seen one of them before. We might actually get one just to test it out. I don't know how practical it would be to use all the time, but it definitely has some purposes, and we'll look into it. We'll see. If you guys have any experiences with the solo stove or with the Kelly kettle, you know, let us know. Drop a comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. So, what are we having for dinner? Well, we have the barbecue baked beans, of course, but in here we have something special. Let me take the lid off and show you. We have some pulled pork barbecue. Oh, guys, that smells so freaking good. That is going to be awesome. I also have a bun to make a sandwich. We have our frying pan. And basically what we're going to do is pour the barbecue baked beans into here, along with that pulled pork, cook that up. Oh my gosh, it is going to be good, let me tell you. I'm really excited. I figure that tonight we'll kind of mix it up. Instead of doing like a freeze-dried meal or some sort of rice or, you know, so on, we'd have an actual real hearty meal this time. So it's gonna be good. Already, that is a great looking fire. Rocking and rolling. These cooler temperatures feel amazing. This is the perfect day to be out camping. It's probably mid 60s, lower 60s right now, and it feels terrific. Also, with these cooler temperatures, there's no bugs, no gnats, no mosquitoes, nothing. I think that'll do just fine. Let this die down just a little bit. We can pop our pan right here. Ooh, boys. This is gonna be good. I can't wait. I can actually go ahead and start getting ready. I think it's time to go ahead and start with our beans. I'm starving, man. I can't wait. And I'm just going to dump them right into the pan. Check this out, guys. That looks pretty darn good, don't it? Really, this pan isn't big enough for the barbecue, so we're gonna go ahead, cook this up, and then put the barbecue on and have that last. Oh yeah, that's heating up already. Looking good too. A lot of this firewood I already had cut up, and some of like the smaller stuff I actually brought up here because you know, I thought my brother and his kids were gonna come camp over the weekend, but it turns out I think one of them actually got sick, so that didn't actually work out. But I might as well burn it and enjoy it, I suppose. I tell you what, it's a little bit better when it's cooked in a pan rather than the can. Maybe the out of the can into the man sort of process of cooking that I usually do is a little, you know, lazy. I don't know. Oh yeah. All right. We are ready to eat, boys. Life is good, you know what I mean? Guys, that is amazing. I know I always say that, but gosh, nothing's better than barbecue baked beans. Except for maybe that barbecue. I better attend to this fire. Maybe these have cooled off just a little bit. Perfect. Our next camping trip is going to have a lot to do with what you guys say. I'm already thinking about it, and there's going to be a couple of different options. One option is to do the Appalachian Trail and do a camp out up there. The other option is to do a van camp or car camping in the Pisgah National Forest on one of the forestry roads. I think both of those would be pretty dang awesome. Now, of course, if we decide to go to the Appalachian Trail, it'll be more of a typical backpacking adventure. But if we decide to do the Pisgah National Forest and the forest in the car camping, you know, it's going to be, you know, a serious fun. I mean, we're going to have all the amenities, you know what I mean? So, both of those sound like a whole lot of fun to me. Man, oh man. I'm going to eat about half of what's left here of my beans. And then I'm going to dump in all that pulled pork, and we're going to get that going, kind of mix it up. If we do the Appalachian Trail, we will be using a hammock, because I promised my buddy on Facebook that I would do a hammock camp out, and you know, for his birthday actually. So buddy, you got it, that's going to happen. So either the next trip or the trip after that will definitely be a hammock camp out. So it depends on whatever you guys decide. And you know, hopefully by next week I'll have the website set up so you guys can actually go there and vote on which one we're going to do. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Check that out, man, oh man. Okay. Check that out, guys. That looks freaking awesome. Let's get this on the fire. This right here is some Jack Daniels pulled pork that I picked up at Sam's Club. Hey there, guys. Check out who has come up here to see me. My beautiful wife. Maybe she'll help me eat all this pulled pork barbecue. How'd you escape from the kids?
I just ran.
That's funny. Okay. All right, guys. Well, she is a whole lot more beautiful than you are, so I'm going to spend my time with her, eat my dinner, and I'll get back at you. That was a pretty cool visit right there. I tell you what, I am definitely a very lucky man. She is so beautiful and sweet and smart, and she puts up with me, so there you go. Guys, this right here is the best thing I've ever put in my mouth, ever. That is the best pulled pork of all time. I mean, that is amazing. When she came up here, I ended up exchanging the bun I had for this bun. It's cake time, folks. Our fire's doing pretty good. It's gonna need a little bit of work. And the temperatures are really dropping. It's actually starting to get a little bit cold right now. Definitely in the lower 60s, possibly 50s, something or other. Man, oh man. Last bite, guys. Freaking awesome. It is getting very close to being dark. I'm gonna have to head into the woods to that stream, to the creek, and wash my stuff here. It's gonna be pretty dark. I'm just gonna leave the camera here. I'm not gonna bore you guys. But come back. We'll work on the fire. Maybe hit up that honey bun. All right, guys. Just got back from the creek. It's pretty dang dark in the woods there. Any darker, and I would have to have a headlamp. Speaking of which, we might have to get that out pretty soon. Overall, guys, this little frying pan did pretty good. Very lightweight, which I appreciate. Also, very easy to clean with that non-stick surface there. I guess I'm gonna go ahead, clean up the camp, and just basically get ready to kick back and relax. We'll do some talking before I go to bed. There we go. Guys, perfect. Absolutely perfect. You gotta love it when the conditions are just right. You have that perfect balance. You know, you have the heat of the fire, you have the coolness of the air, and you're just absolutely perfect. That's where I'm at right now. I definitely need to cut up that apple tree. Now, you know, for this camping spot, there's two ways in here. You can come up from where the apple tree is, up the mountain here, or you can come from over this direction. That is definitely the harder way to go. I definitely have a mess with that apple tree. I'm gonna have to get it out the chainsaw and hack it up. I appreciate you guys coming along with me on these adventures. Tell you what, it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to the future and how this channel evolves. I think it's going to be pretty awesome, guys. I definitely promise that for our next camping trip, we will be in a different location. I know it could probably get boring seeing the same place every time, but someone asked me if this was my property or if I was stealth camping here. And no, this is a family property. I don't ever go stealth camping and have a fire. So. Now, for tonight's movie, I told you that it's one of my favorite movies, and it really is. It's called The Day After. I don't remember exactly what date the movie came out. It may have been the 70s. It could be an 80s movie, but I think it's more along the 70s. Heck, it could be 60s, I don't know. I'll make sure to let you know. But, what is that? Oh, it's an owl. I like owls. But, in this movie, it's about tensions between the Soviet Union and the United States. And basically, nuclear conflict and what it's like the day after. And I tell you what, it's very scary. It's eye-opening. It's pretty realistic as well. And I've always liked that movie. I thought it's really good. If you guys haven't seen that, I think you can actually find it on YouTube. Just do a search for The Day After, and you can watch the whole thing on there for free. Thanks, YouTube. Let's see. You know, as far as videos coming up, I had a September snapshot video, and we definitely have a lot of things coming up in the works. Different reviews, different instructional videos. And one of the reviews that I have coming up is for a Swiss poncho. The thing is a monster. It's definitely one of the thickest ponchos I've ever seen. It's also kind of a crazy colored one too. It's kind of like a Woodlands, kind of. But it is awesome. And you can get them super cheap. So, Yeah, I keep it in my truck, in my toolbox, because you never know when, you know, you might have to get out inside of a storm, whatever. And that thing is the ultimate poncho to have with you. So, yeah. I'll make sure to post a picture of it in this video so you guys can see what it looks like before the review comes up. We didn't actually get to use the Mora knife today, but, you know, there's always time. Another day, you know what I mean? I think I'm gonna have to kick back and eat that honey bun. That sounds good to me. Now, as you guys are watching this video, you guys already saw the Solo stove and how we were boiling the water. And, you know, what you don't see, because I have to cut it out for the sake of time, is that the first time we had the water almost to a boil, and I knocked it over, spilled it all. The second time that we had it almost to a boil, my son, he knocked it over and spilled it. And third time's the charm, we got it right, but that's funny. But you just have to be careful when you're feeding it, because I would take a stick, go in to feed it, hit the canteen, and knock it off. It won't be long, guys. We'll be having a fire going, and it'll be snowing on us. And I can't freaking wait. Tell you what, guys, eating pretty damn good tonight. Baked beans, pulled pork, honey buns. That's freaking awesome. Usually when I come camping, if I can remember, I like to tell a story, you know? So, I have a story for you. And this took place back in Thanksgiving after 9/11. And so, my father and I, and his girlfriend, who is a professor, we flew out to San Francisco. She was going to do some sort of lecture, something like that. And I tell you what, San Francisco was a pretty wild place. You know, I'm just a country boy from a little no-name town, and you know, being in a big city is definitely kind of eye-opening if you're not used to it. And of course, like I said, this is after September 11th, same year, a couple of months later. And you know, there was a bunch of funny events that kind of took place all around that time when we went out there. Like, there was some friends of my dad's girlfriend that went with us. And on their carry-on bag, of course, security was crap, I guess, but it was supposed to be heightened at the airport. She got on the plane with a freaking fillet knife about this big. Her son had gone camping like the week before, and didn't even notice it. And they got on the plane, you know, nobody even noticed, no big deal. That was pretty funny. Now, we get to San Francisco, and like one night my dad and I, we decided that we're going to go bum around the city and kind of see what's going on. We're going to go find a bar and have a couple beers and just see what the nightlife is like. And so, like, I don't remember what street we were on or nothing, but it was a pretty nice part of the city. I mean, it seems like there was like a Macy's there, and you know, and so we're walking along looking for a bar, and like there's a bunch of guys standing on the street ahead of us, right? Yeah, they were African American, and that has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying. And as we start going towards them, they all line up, you know, single file on each side of the sidewalk. So we have to walk in between them. And as we do, they each take turns offering us a different drug. It was absolutely bizarre. Yeah, you know, we said no thank you, appreciate it, and carried on. No big deal. That was definitely interesting. That's pretty wild. Now, I guess it was a day later, a couple days later, whatever, we go to the Golden Gate Bridge. And, you know, if you drive across the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco, there's like a parking lot. And so we went out there, we parked a car, and at the time, you know, security was really high. So they had armed Marines walking on the bridge, as, you know, like they were carrying like M16s or whatever. And, you know, they're patrolling in Humvees, they're watching the parking lots, you know, making sure that nothing happens to the bridge. So we park, you know, of course we're in a rental car. It was a, like a Chevy Blazer or something like that. And, you know, we hit the bridge, we walk all the way down, we walk all the way back, and we get to the car, start it up, and we take off. We drive across the bridge, and as soon as we get over the bridge, I'm driving this time, and the gas light comes on. The vehicle is empty. And we make it just down the road, and we're able to pull into a gas station before it runs out of gas. Well, the thing is, we got gas just the day before, and all we had done is just rode around the city a little bit. And I mean, it should have almost a full tank of gas. So when we stopped to get gas at the gas station, fill up again, the gas tank lid had been pried open. Someone had siphoned every bit of gas out of our rental car, with the Marines walking around with their automatic weapons. You can't even make that up, man. That's funny. Someone's got some big cojones, if you know what I mean. Or maybe the Marines did it. I don't know. Nonetheless, that was pretty funny. Before we left San Francisco, we decided to take a trip, and we hopped on the coast, and we took Highway 1 down the coastline down to Monterey. And we stopped at some national forest, Redwood Forest, something or other. And we did some hiking. And I really don't remember a whole lot about the hiking part, to be honest with you. But, like, during that trip, I remember, like, my shoulder kind of hurt. And it kind of felt like I'd maybe, like, scraped my back on a tree limb, something like that. I kind of brushed it off and kept on hiking. So, we hike, hop in the car, drive rest of the day down Highway 1, and we get to wherever we're going to spend the night at. And, you know, man, my shoulder is actually starting to hurt. I mean, not just a scrape, it's actually starting to ache. You know, brush it off still, kind of suck it up, and I could feel that, like, it feels like torn skin, and I can rub it, and I can flip it back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, so we walked on the boardwalk or whatever it was that we were at, get back to the hotel room, and I was like, you know, Dad, Pop, I call him Pops, actually. I was like, Pops, you know, take a look at my back there. And I pulled my shirt off, turn around, and there is a hole in my back the size of an eraser head. And inside of that hole is a tick. Just his ass is sticking out just a little bit. And he had burrowed a hole perfectly circular, the size of an eraser, in my back. And he'd been there all day long. And, you know, so we call the pharmacist or whatever. They tell us, you know, take a match, light it, and put it to his butt, and he'll come out. Well, we light a match. We don't know what we're doing. We light a match, stick it on there, and kill it instead of making him back out. We basically just burn him alive, and me too. So we had to get a pair of tweezers. There you go. And we had to pull that thing out. And of course, we like ripped it in half, and then ripped its head off, something like that. So hopefully, I don't have Lyme disease. But as far as my experiences go, you know, in San Francisco, that pretty much sums it up. I did get to go to Alcatraz, and that was pretty badass. That was pretty cool. So guys, for story time, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, if you guys have any stories to share, man, please make sure to drop them below, post them to Facebook, or if you're watching this after my website's complete, post it there, man. I'll be happy to share. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to turn the camera off just for a moment. I'm going to enjoy the last bit of my cake, and just enjoy this fire. Then I'm going to kind of spruce it up, and I don't know, we'll get into something. This is awesome. You know what? I'm just going to put the camera back and just record some of this for you. Just for the guys who don't get to go out camping very much. You guys might just want to watch the fire for a little bit. At the end of this video, after I say goodbye and all that stuff, I'm going to actually have about 5 minutes of just the fire burning. If someone wants to listen to it, if someone wants to watch it, it's for you guys. that's pretty much the last bit of our firewood that we're going to throw on there. After that dies down, we're going to call it a night. I'm actually pretty tired, to be honest. Anytime that I'm going camping, I never sleep all that well. I get so excited about it. Plus, I was up pretty late working on the loadout video, so you guys know the gear that I'm taking. Some of you guys have asked if I'll include links to the gear that I show off in the description box. For the most part, I'll try. It's not really something that I prefer to do, namely because links often change, they go dead. It's just how it goes, and it ends up becoming quite a bit of work. But anytime that I mention something in a video, do a search. If you can't find it, contact me. I'll try to find you a link and hook you up. Well, I think it's time to go to bed. Our fire's almost burnt out. Just a big pile of embers now, basically. Let's turn in. Once I get inside the tent, I'll show you guys around a little bit, do a little bit more talking, and we'll call it a night. Alright guys, we are now inside the Meta 1 person Nemo tent. Well, I have to say that I like it. I really do like it. Tons and tons of ventilation. Plenty of room. As you guys can see, I have a large amount of space behind my head, and I still got some pretty good space down towards my feet. Tonight, the humidity is supposed to be pretty dang low, so I'm not going to seal myself up in it. I'm going to leave one vestibule open and just allow that cool air to come on in. I really do like this tent though. The directions on setting it up, they weren't the best, to be honest. A tad bit confusing, but that's alright. We still got it up in pretty good time. My son helped me out, so that's pretty awesome. The next time I go camping and he decides to come along, we'll definitely bring a bigger tent, plenty of room. We'll have a blast. I think for this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review, for this overnight adventure, I think we may call this one Added Surprises, because, honestly, I didn't plan on my son coming, and it just kind of came together all at the last second. And I sure am glad that he did come, because that really made this special. I could just tell that he has a love for it. He's going to really enjoy it the older he gets. And then, of course, my beautiful wife, she came and said hey, and that was really nice. Got to have dinner with her. Life is good, folks. Life is good. Pretty nice that you can just get away from it all. And, a little bit of time to yourself, a little peace and quiet can go a long way in terms of your attitude and the way you see things, the way you handle things. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. As you guys can see here, I'm sitting up. 100%. I mean, easily you can change clothes in this. If I was doing like the AT or something, this would be a perfect tent. I mean, it really would be absolutely perfect. I mean, I like it. This tent has a lot of guy line points on it. I think you would actually need those points to really hunker this thing down. Like if there was a thunderstorm, some wind, you would have to have those guy lines. And really make sure that, all your stakes and stuff like that are really situated good in the ground. Alright guys, we might as well start this movie. I'll end this video with a small clip, and then I'll see you guys in the morning. Guys, thanks for joining me. It's been absolutely awesome.
Want to confirm, is this an exercise? Roger, copy. This is not an exercise.
Roger, understand. Major Reinhardt, we have a massive attack against the U.S. nest at this time. ICBMs. Numerous ICBMs. Roger, understand. Over 300 missiles inbound.
Yes, sir, this is Oscar 11. We just started, sir. Why?
You gotta get out of here!
Stand by to copy the message. Standing by.
Message follows. That's a GCS execution from the president. I agree on message valid also.
Step 1, launch case inserted.
Roger.
Ruby, don't bother with the bed just now. Eva, we've got to get down below. Listen. Those missiles are all gone off.
Good morning, folks. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. A pretty good night. Slept pretty good. I don't really know what time it is. My best guess is that it's around 8 o'clock. I have to say that I do definitely like this tent. And I like the sleeping bag a lot. I kind of just draped it over me like a quilt and a blanket. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. I stayed nice and warm all night long. It's definitely chilly right now. It's pretty awesome. Just laying here. Sun's coming through the trees. And leaves are falling out. Man, it's pretty. Winter and fall is coming, guys. Everything's changing already. It's pretty good. Pretty cool. Alright, guys. Well, for the most part, the tent stayed really dry. There's not much condensation here. Nothing to worry about anyway. Just a little bit here at the very top and just a little bit down at the foot box. Pretty typical stuff with, temperatures like this. It has been a good trip. Definitely has been. And guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. It's been a blast. I think I'm going to actually roll over and take another nap for a little bit. And then get my way out of here, I suppose. But, guys, be well. Thank you for joining me. Take care.